Hey, what's up and welcome back. In this class we will continue to work on our add product page, right? So recently we created the form. Now it's time to work how we can add validation to this form and add this file completely, this form, to database. Okay, so let's get started. First we need to go to our env file so we can set our database environment. Okay, first we need to create a database, right? So if I go to my Navigant, you can also go to localhost/phpMyAdmin and then create a new database, right? So I'll create a new database, call this Java shop, right? And just close this. Now we need to set up our information here. So database name is Java shop, and then the username would be root, and there is no password, right? So this is our env file. As you can, if you set up this, then you just close this, right? So next we need to create a migration, right? Basically we need a controller for our product. What we are doing, we are adding a product, so we need a migration, controller, and model for that. So to do this, we can go to our command line, and I need to create all of them, right? Okay, there is a command php artisan make model, and the name of the model would be, for example, product, and then MC, M for migration and C for controller, because I need a migration and controller as well. So if I press enter, it will, oops, model already exists. So oh yeah, model is I think we created the model. And then let's check the controller. Okay, the controller and model already exists, right? So what we need to do, let's check the migration. Okay, migration is these files are created, right? So the migration, model, and the controller. Okay, so let's start from migration. We need to set up our migration file. So for product, I need a name, price, description, and the image field, right? So let's go to the schema, and then I need a name for product, or you can call this product. I think a name would be better. And then a float for its price, and you can see the total value and the price, and then the description. And then we have image. For image, I think we will, at least for now, we will store as a text, right? The migration procedure is completed. Then we need to go to our model. So we need to tell the model what fields we are passing. So we can say there is a protected fillable array. You need to fill it, basically the name of the product and the price, and then you can add a description and image as well, right? So I'll do the opposite. Basically there is a variable called guarded, right? And guarded is the opposite form of fillable. You don't need to pass in any field name, right? So this is the work of model, and then we close model, and now we will work on our controller, right? So before that, we need to go to our create page that we create blade file, basically, and we need to set up the URL, and the URL would be products, right? So it will directly go to, because we are using resource routes, so it will directly go to the store method, right? So we need to then we will create a store method. So we can say public function store, let's bind request object here, and then we will say request all, right? DD for die and dump. And then I think it's almost fine. Let's check it. So if I go to browser and then add something, and then add button, oops, still going. Let's refresh this, and then again click on add product button. Okay, now you can see the model is, the all fields are basically, let me just add a name. For example, it is MacBook, and then price, and then some description and an image, and then click on add product. Now you can see it's in the form of array. Basically the data is coming. Now it means the controller is completely working fine. So what we will do, okay, once let me just go to create, and then I'll just cut them out, right, from product name, right, and then I'll just call this name, from product name, price, description, and image. I'll just cut them, and then let me just go to resource real quick, and then views, products, and then create a new blade file, right, for fields, and then paste them, right. If I close this, and then I'll simply include them, right, include from admin, and then products, and then fields, right. If I reload the page, that means working perfectly, right. Okay, let's again come to the controller logic, and what we will inside controller, we need to tell the logic. For example, we need to validate the form and then upload the image, right. And then I think let's save the data into database, and then session message might be, and then for sure redirect the page, right, redirect the page where you want. So let's first validate the form. For validation, we will use the request, right, and then what we need to validate this, right, and then we can pass an array of rules. For example, the name of the product would be basically the name I think we are using here. Let me just check real quick. Yes, the name which is required, and you can, if you go to Laravel documentation, there are many rules for validation. You can read them. Okay, go through them. So price would be required, and description is also required. And what about image? Of course, it is also required, right, and this should be image, and it is required. You can also set the types for it. For example, you only need JPEG images, right, and then let's upload the image. Okay, where we want to upload the image, we will simply upload the image inside public, and you can also upload it inside storage, but at least for now we will just upload this inside our public folder. And then we will again create a directory called uploads or images, whatever you want, but I think uploads. Let's create a directory called uploads, right, and then let's upload the image. We can directly upload the image, but first we will check if there is any image or not, right. So if I check if request, okay, first let's just check our validation is working or not. For that we will go to our create basically blade file, and then our again near here we will just print errors here. So we say if, and if error has any, basically errors any, and then we will say just for each error, and then of course I need UL for that, and then let's print the errors, right. So if I check click on the error product page, now I can see the validation errors. I think we don't need this. Okay, this is the all the validation errors, right. So we will inline them as the series progress, but at least for now, for your idea, our errors are working, right. We don't need them in future. We will inline them. So again came to the controller, and then let's check the image if image exists, right? So to do this, we will see, we can check this if the request has file, and the file name would be, I think it is image here inside fields, right? If request has file, and then I'll create a variable, right? And then I'll assign this to request image, right? We know in this request can have image as we have checked. So we will say image, the variable, image, and then move this image inside uploads, and then get client original name, right? This will get basically get the original name of the original name of the picture, you can say, right? And then yeah, this will basically I think this will upload the image. Let's just check it real quick. If I go to add an name, for example, and a price, a description, an image, add product, and let's the image must be an image, I think. Let's just check real quick. If I go to inspect this or view page source, oh yeah, ink type is missing. So we will go again to our products, and here we can say file should be true, and then we check. Oops, it's only files true. I think this is files. Oh yeah, now it's fine, I think, and there is error inside console. Okay, I'll check them. Okay, now let's just add some data, and then image, and if I click on add product button, so let me just check inside uploads. Oh, it's created a folder. Okay, download the image. Now you can see the image has been uploaded, right? So I delete the image and then delete the directory as well, right? And then what we will do next, we need to save the data inside database. So this will be a very nice part. So as we have created the product model, so we can say product and then create. You can also use the request all, but we need to break this because there could be problems when we upload images on Windows, right? So simply we will say the name would be the request, the name, and then the price, or request price, and then description would be request description, and then of course image, request image, and then we can say get client original name. So it will store the original name, which basically we have used the, for example, downloaded.png, and then it will also store the download.png image. Basically that will take the original name of the image, right? Okay, I don't like to waste your time, so I'll simply do the next step, which will be adding a message inside session, right? So we can say request session, and then we'll use the flash. What do we want to store? We want to store a message inside session, and the message would be your product has been added, right? And then simply we will redirect the page from, I think, to products create, right? So, and then of course I want to see the message that we store inside session. So to do this, I think we need to create a new file. I'll simply create a new file. Okay, let's first check how is it working. I think it will work. So if I go back and then open my forms. Okay, the name of the product, for example, any product, and then price, some description, and then the file would be, for example, this file, and then click on add product. Okay, method get client original name does not exist, and then I check it. Of course, this is a spelling mistake. So if I go again and click on add product, oh yep, let me just check what is the problem. If I just close the artisan and then again on PHP artisan serve, oh yep, we need to run the migrations because we didn't. So let's just run the migration simply. So if I run the command php artisan, php artisan migrate, it will just take a few moments to migrate. Okay, now if you also get this error, if you're on Windows and you get this error, simply there's no problem. If you simply you need to open the app service provider file, and then inside boot method we will use the schema, and then we will say default string length, which would be 191, right? And we will discuss this later on, but at least for now you just need to add this line, and then it will automatically use the facades, right? Just close this and again go to your command line, the terminal, and then say php artisan migrate fresh. So it will delete all the exist table and then remigrate them. Now you can see we do not have any error, so we can go to our product and then click on add product. I think now our product has been successfully added. Let's hope for the best and check it. If you go to my database file and then Java shop tables products, okay, the product has been added, right? You can see this product has been added inside our database. And then if I go to my public uploads, the image also uploads, right? So next thing, a little thing, we need to create a new blade file inside our resource. This is very important. Inside product, or not inside product, but inside layouts. If I create a new file, blade file, call this message. As you saw, I have created a session inside our controller, so I can say a session, so a message session basically. So I say I'll say if there's any session which has a message, right? And then if there is any message, so I'll create a div class of alert of success, and then I'll say session just get the message, right? And I will simply just close this, and inside create blade I think where we need to paste this, let's just paste it right here. Include admin layouts and then message, right? So if I go and add a new product, for example, the same product and some text for that and image for that, and click on add product, right? So this is the session message that your product has been successfully added. Okay, so this was the lecture how we can add product. We added it, and in the next I think this video is quite long, and in the next video we will be learn how we can add validation to it, right? We will add validation, beautiful validations, and I think something more, right? So see you in the next video.